Welcome. Today, I am going to show you how to make a steak, egg, and cheese bagel like you see in McDonald's. This is the replica. It's going to taste almost exactly like it, just without the grease and the fat from McDonald's. But it's very close. Let's start. First of all, get your bagel, cut it in half, get a slice of Kraft cheese or whatever cheese you have laying around. You're going to need one bowl, 2 eggs, a second bowl, salt, all-purpose seasoning, garlic powder, Worcestershire sauce, mustard, mayonnaise, and oil. Oh, and steak them too. You can get these at Walmart at the frozen meat section. Take out 2 slices. It's gonna be just for one person. You could double it if you need more. Grab the mayonnaise with a fork. Scoop out 1 to 2 fork scoops. Grab the mustard and cover the whole area of the mayonnaise. Now mix it up until you get the mayonnaise and the mustard all together mixed. So it's a light beige color. You can go ahead and sprinkle some salt to give it a little bit of flavor. Remember, this is all about flavor. You might see somebody else do this, but my version is to give it that flavor. Grab 2 eggs. You want to crack them up and add them to the bowl, of course. If you get any little shells in there, you can grab it with the fork and you'll be good. We're going to add a tablespoon per egg of milk, of course. We're going to mix it up, scramble it up, basically. Sprinkle salt. I always like to cover the whole area. That's how I measure it. Like I'll start from one, like counterclockwise until I hit the other side of it. And then I'll sprinkle in the middle. Now over to the skillet. You're going to grab your steakum slices and cut them in a pattern like so. You don't want to have too much scrambled meat because we're going to need them to be nice pieces of steak. Because if not, then you're just making ground beef, basically. You'll see how it turns out. You don't want to scramble them. You want the bottom of the pieces to get browned up. Grab the Worcestershire sauce. This right here gives it that flavor that McDonald's be giving it. You sprinkle it all over. I grabbed some onion peels. You could actually cut big pieces of onions and throw them in there, but I just had these ready already, and these will do. The reason why I put onions in there is to add a little bit of flavor and take that frozen taste away. It works. Now, you want to turn them over once they're brown, the meat that is. Be careful not to scramble them, just turn them over until it gets browned. Add some salt, sprinkle all over the meat. Grab your all-purpose seasoning. I have here adobo, which is like a Latin seasoning, but you could grab any seasoning you want. It's almost the same. Garlic powder. Do the same thing. Now you want to turn them over, mix it all up. After you're done and they're cooked, not too burnt, you don't want to burn it. Now dump it in some paper towels and damp it a little bit, dry it up. The meat's very fattening. Now grab your 2 slices of bagel. On the bottom part, add the cheese, as you see there. They're not toasted yet. We're gonna put them in the oven. We're gonna bake it at 350. You don't have to preheat. Meanwhile, we're gonna add some oil to the skillet to cook our egg. We're doing this one at a time, just for the beginners. You know, once you're a master, you could do it all at the same time. Add your egg. Now remember, you're gonna have the bagels in there for like 3 minutes and then shut it off. 3 to 4 minutes, shut it off, so now the heat is gonna cook it. You don't want too much heat in the oven, and it's gonna melt the cheese. The egg, you're gonna grab the edges and make sure the raw egg just hits the skillet like that. And then we're gonna grab a spatula and we're gonna flip it over. It got stuck there a little bit. I guess the pan is wearing out, but it's still good. Now you squeeze it, a little bit of the juice gonna fall out. Now we're gonna cut a piece out the size of the bagel. And you can see it's very thick. We're gonna add the steak back in there with the egg, because since we're cooking one at a time, the steak got a little bit cold, so I want to heat it up a little bit. Remember, the bagels right now are just warming up and it's melting the cheese. Right now we're trying to get the steak to heat up a little bit, and then we're done with the steak. As you can see, the egg there, you want to go ahead and grab the pieces of steak. You know, I like everything nice and uniform, so there it is on top of it. The reason for the thick slices is that it's not gonna fall off when you try to eat it, unlike scrambling it. Right now, grab your bagel slices. As you can see, it's nice and toasted. It took about the length of cooking the egg and the steak. Now grab our mayonnaise and mustard sauce that we made earlier. It's gonna give it that McDonald's taste, I swear. Like, I did my research and I found how to do it. There we go. We add the egg and the steak on top of the cheese bagel. Add the top. Make sure it's firm so nothing falls out. As you can see, it's nice and neat. Looks just like the McDonald's one. And it tastes like it too. It tastes like it too. It's pretty good. It's just not fattening like the McDonald's one. It's half the fat. And there we go. Voila.